All right, so in this video, we're going to add the image, and it's super easy. So let me go over and copy the implementation that we need. So first, I'm going to bring in a library called Picasso. So let's go to Module Beer app. Oh, okay, good. I already copied it in here in an earlier video. I didn't remember that. So again, it's for Square, super common, called Picasso, and Picasso is for working with images, specifically images that are remote. So with this in, and again, if I was just now adding it, don't forget to always sync before you try to go write code. But it's already here, so let's go write the code. So let's go to our detail fragment, and I want to copy and paste the code here, I think. Now, actually, you know what? Let me just write the code out so I can talk about it as I write it. Sorry, just going back and forth on what I want to do here. Let's do it after we populate the list. So we're going to use the Picasso library, and we're going to say get, which gets a, we're going to get an image. We're going to load, and then we need to give it a URL. Well, in our case, the URL is beer.imageURL. Now it's just a string, but Picasso will take care of parsing this, turning it into an actual URL object and making the call. And next, I want to give it a placeholder. So you may say, well, we already gave it a placeholder, right? When we added it, we picked the little beer logo. Yes, but if you don't specify a placeholder here, when this line of code runs, it's going to immediately remove any image that's there and wait on the new image. Actually, you know, let's see that so you can see what I'm talking about. We'll add placeholder back in later. So let's say into, so we want to load this image into view dot find view by ID, and it is r dot ID dot image view, and the type is image view. So let's see that, and then we'll go fix the placeholder. Yeah. So see how it was gone? There was kind of like nothing there. It looks like I got I didn't set my right side to pin over here. We can fix that too in a minute. Let's go do a couple others. There you go. So see how it likes. Usually what people will do instead is of leaving it blank, we'll have a placeholder there. So if you want to do that, you just, in here, you say dot placeholder, and then the image. So in this case, our image is r dot, I think it's going to be in here. Oh, no, it'd be drawables, wasn't it? Drawable dot beer default image. There we go. So now when I run this, actually, you know, let's fix the other issue we saw. I don't need the beer image, I need the detail fragment. Let's go over here and pin those two. Drop that to the base here, and then on this one, there we go. The tagline, I want to do the same thing. There we go. Okay, that should look a little bit better this time. So now when we run it, we'll still see our little placeholder icon. So it's a little strange. It feels like you shouldn't have to do that, but you do. Let's go try misspent youth. There we go. And you'll see this. We fixed the issue that was up there. So that's it. Images are super easy. Without the Picasso library, it's complicated, and I'd have to spend a half hour or longer kind of walking through what you have to do. But at a high level, as you imagine, what you end up having to do is, on a background thread, you need to go download the image. Once the image is done, you need to go update the view, but that means you had to keep a reference to that view somewhere that you needed to update. So it can get a little bit complicated. Not too bad. I mean, it's not like the hardest thing in the world, but it's just time consuming, and it mucks up your code. So by using a library like Picasso, everything's nice and clean. You don't always want to revert to third-party libraries to do everything, but there are a time and place for them, and I would argue this is one of those times and places. There's no point in writing this code yourself. Also, because it's out of the Square library, it's very common. So anyway, with that, I'm going to end the video. Everything's working.